Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
I feel like I shouldn't talk over the music until it's over. I should be respectful, but I think it was designed to speak over it. How you doing?
That's right. Yeah, I'm doing quite well.
Checking in with everybody. Looks like we got
Yeah.
a lot of the usual
Eric
names.
says all things CG, Klaus, Dave, Patrick. Good morning, everyone.
I see you've changed your backdrop. You've got something else there. John was furiously racing to get his G4 Cube booted up.
What was the issue? I had put in put a solid state in there, and for some reason, I just did an install from a OS 9 install disk, a generic install disk, and for some reason it didn't like that. Fortunately, I also still had the original G4 software restore disk, and I did put it on the first partition, 8 gig partition, and that does seem to have done the trick. So yeah, it's up and running. And why do I have that in the background? It has to do with what we decided to do for this week's main segment. So yeah.
All right. Well, let's record the episode and get into it. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 632 for November 6, 2022. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
You've got your G4 Cube and the 22-inch cinema display.
Yes.
Because were they being stored in what we're going
to? Well, when I got these, they came in very interesting cases. So I just thought, hey, well, we could talk about those cases. I did a little research on who made them and stuff like that. So yeah, I know it's kind of grasping for ideas, but yeah, I've been going through my garage looking for stuff, and I ran across the cases because, of course, the computers were out here. So yeah,
So how far along are you?
Don't
you've been working on the garage. Where are you? You about 80% finished? Where are you? What's the marker?
No, they just kind of probably flipped that. I'm maybe about 20% through. I haven't even touched the attic. I still have 15 bins of stuff to go through. Yeah, it's a long, slow process.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, it's cool enough.
Yes,
down here.
Yeah, this is a great time to go ahead and do that. Try to get in the attic and stuff like that.
You might. Yeah, I think early in the year it would probably been a death sentence to be.
Oh goodness, Florida. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that. We've got some eBay finds. We've got some news, and we'll be right back with the eBay finds. I'm preparing for construction. Not let's find vintage Macs in my garage. I'm pulling nails on all charts. Preparing for
going through this previous. Good morning. I'll watch while I continue to clean out the garage. So. Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll right into eBay finds. You ready to go?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. It's time for eBay finds. Last week we had what was an empty Macintosh 128K case. It was kind of deceiving because they had printed a fake screen, right? Welcome to Macintosh, put it on the front there, so the picture looked like it had a nice clean boot image, but not the case. This is just not the case. This was an empty case, and they wanted to buy it now. Yeah, just in case. They wanted to buy it now of $139. It is still available for $139. This ships from Michigan, and there was a reasonable shipping cost down here to Florida. And then we had the Stacko Max, 2 CIs and 2 CXs. This one sold for, they wanted $350 for it, I guess. eBay and they've
Did
got
it do that thing
350.
again where
Well, it
it
says
just kind
best
of
offer
disappeared?
accepted, and
Okay.
it says sold for US 350, but there's a line through that.
Huh.
So I don't know if it did it sell for 350. It doesn't seem like it. If there's a line through it, it must have sold for something other than
Right,
that,
right,
and it
right,
just says
right.
best offer accepted. So who knows?
So we don't know what that best offer was, probably, is what you're saying.
No, yeah, that'd be a shame to know what the prices of things are, given that's the most significant thing on this website. Okay, and then the what was this? The Beck Tech upgraded original Mac. Beck Tech upgrade added the 1 megabyte enhancement with a couple of custom ROMs, that little daughter card.
Right.
Had a
This
cool
was
setup.
for
Even
the original Mac and the 512, right?
did we talk about how the daughter card is even like has like 6 color sort of accents to it, that it's got this sort of primary color flare? Isn't that
Oh,
nice?
yeah. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you think that was on purpose, or just happens to be that's what those chip colors are?
Well, I don't know. I mean, when there's a blue and a yellow and a red
And a
and a
green?
green and
Mhm.
maybe even a purplish in there. I don't know. There's no orange, I guess. Well, that one is still available. Buy it now, of Canadian $2,549, which is about $18.84 US. Okay, we'll begin, and there's kind of a theme with the three here. See if anybody can guess the theme of the 3 different auctions. But look at this. Look at this case. What this case screams boring.
386, right?
386.
PC,
Yeah.
386 era PC, right?
I mean, that's a big tower. Look at that thing. I mean, I don't know if look how
It is
tall
a
that thing
tall
is.
drink
It's
of
a
water. Yeah.
tall beige case. It's got just the super generic. It's got the little, well, it does have a little LED display, I guess, that would be your clock speed would be
Clock speed,
pictured
right?
there.
Yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
said 386. I just remember like that kind of era one
Mhm.
having the megahertz, right?
Well, the title
Indicator on the
says
front. Yeah.
Macintosh 2. All right, stay with me. Apple Computer 1987 Daystar Digital P33 incomplete parts or repair.
All right.
This one already has 9 bids. Now, what does the larger description say? It says Macintosh computer includes 1 expansion card, as pictured, no other testing. It says, I acquired a large lot of vintage computer items from the estate of a retired computer repairman. He did computer repair in the 80s and 90s. These parts were all boxed up and stored in a spare room. Really no other information other than what we have to glean from the pictures. So let's take a look at those. So we got this ugly case with a side shot here, which I think even the I'm not sure that I think the pieces are missing. Even the case panels are missing.
Oh, they do have a ruler behind it, so you can see this case is 2 feet tall.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. On the side. Okay. You can get into the logic board, and now, what do we got here? Here's the logic board. We'll zoom in a bit. And
6 slots. It's got 6 processor direct, right? PDF
1, 2,
slot.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
What that looks like.
And
then you've got this
there's loaded
Daystar
RAM.
card.
You've got
right?
this Daystar. I think there's another picture that zooms in on that. There's a sticker on it that says 800 WeFix Max. And there it is. There's the Daystar card, the P33. If you look carefully, can you read out, I think, the processor on that?
It looks like it's going to be an 040 processor.
Yeah, probably, right.
Now here's the weird thing. If you look at the the riser. So the card that's in this that this is plugged, the slot that this card is plugged into has got this weird angle adapter thing going.
Yeah.
Because it looks like the Daystar card itself is actually kind of a dual card. Do you see where it you've got the Daystar on the top? Underneath you can just see Daystar, And that whole thing is plugging into the original processor slot. It looks like. Do you see the or a square array of pins underneath? So really weird. And
here you can
it
see the
almost looks like
logic
it was
board.
meant to go into a skinnier case because of the weird angle that thing's got on it. But yeah, there you go. Oh, yep, good. Macintosh 2.
Yeah. So it's a Macintosh 2 motherboard.
Right, with an 040 upgrade to it.
Popped out of there. Yeah. And there's a picture of, that's the card, right? Removed? Or that's a different card?
No, that is a video card.
Video card. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Standard Mac.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now Daystar did make a clone. Well, they made upgrade cards, and they did actually make some clones there. I think they were the first.
They were one of the few licensed. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I got somewhere I had a picture of. Here. I got it right there. So the Genesis MP 932. But the case didn't look anything like that. I mean, that is like some weird case.
Yeah.
So this could be a couple of things. Could be that just somebody took a Mac 2 board.
Oh, this came from a guy who does. Yeah, this is a guy who did computer repair. So this is probably something he hobbled together for. I don't know, like a test bench type system that he could throw drives or whatever in for testing, or who knows. Right?
At worst case, at best case, it's some early example prototype, whatever, of a Daystar clone before final casing and whatever that they had been
Thankfully, the seller's not trying to push that as a theory.
Right. But with 9 bids, somebody thinks this is something cooler than,
I think
just
that Daystar. I think just the Daystar thing in there is pretty cool. And certainly worth what the going bid is right now, especially with a free local pickup. So, wow, Shelton, Nebraska. It doesn't say anything. Oh no, it does have a shipping cost too, also. So free local pickup, or like for shipping to us from Nebraska to Florida is $80. But still, 88.
It's a clean looking board. No leakage there on the batteries there. Well, right now, after 9 bids, it's up already to $88.86. Has 3 days to go. So
pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, let's move along.
All right. Next up, we have a 1986 Macintosh Plus fully revamped i5 256 gig solid state drive, 8 gigs of RAM, QHD screen. So this is obviously one of those kind of project ones where they had the Macintosh Plus case, threw a newer computer in there, threw a screen in there, which is all pretty cool. I really like the Bluetooth mouse using an old ADB mouse. Pretty cool.
That is nice. That is right there.
Also, the keyboard that they have is made by AKKO. Stylistically wise, works really well with the Macintosh Plus case. I kind of like that.
Color too.
This project, the one thing I would have done though is I would have gone for a 4:3 aspect ratio screen. It looks pretty squished in there. Also, so yeah, pretty cool.
They did a nice job with the rear,
awesome talking keys. Yeah, they did a great job with the ports on the back. You know, they matched them into the original ports that are back there, so nothing's been sawed through or what have you. Are those PS2 connectors for the mouse and the keyboard though?
They are.
Yeah, check that out. Wow, so that must be that must actually be a PC, an older PC keyboard. No, because look, looking at
they have
this keyboard's plugging into the front keyboard port on the Mac Plus. So I don't know, maybe they because it's a Mac Mini is what they're saying is inside of it, right?
I don't know if they had a USB with an adapter PS2 in there somewhere.
Weird.
It is weird.
Weird.
They got the 2 USB ports stuck into the floppy drive.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah. The external hard drive. The external floppy drive, right. External floppy drive, right.
Then what's the other one? What's the one next to the mouse? What am I looking at here? How come I can't read those symbols? The other one's the
All right,
floppy
so you
drive.
right. Well, that
What's going on?
would have been the SCSI then, right? If this is a Mac Plus case, that has to be the SCSI port.
That's what the icon, the symbol looked like for
Kind of looks like a
SCSI.
little hard drive.
It does. I thought it would have been the SCSI symbol. Really? That's what?
Or maybe
It's been
the
so long since I
HDMI.
looked
Maybe
at
the
the back.
HDMI is the floppy. Oh,
Yeah.
here, hang on. Let me grab my Mac Plus that's sitting right here.
I would have bet money that the little picture of to label the port.
All right. So the HDMI is the floppy,
right.
and then the other one next to it that's got the two
That's
USB
SCSI.
are your SCSI. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Interesting. I guess they resigned themselves to say, well, just about every SCSI peripheral is probably going to be a hard drive, even though there were others. It doesn't necessarily have to be a hard drive. So, okay. Yeah. And then they wedged a USB port there on the front and the keyboard jack. So I like that.
Yeah, I like everything about it except for the
internals
screen.
look
I would have
pretty
definitely gone for
clean.
4:3 aspect
Yeah.
ratio screen.
Notice
Yeah.
how the inside, they stuck the Mac Mini up against the side of the case there and somehow epoxied it to the side or something.
Velcro, who knows?
Something, yeah.
I do good on them too. They took the bottom plastic off the Mini to give it a little bit more airflow in there.
And are those? What are those? Those are speakers that are just stuck together and right there.
Yeah, those exactly what those are. Those are speakers.
You get about a millimeter of stereo separation.
I know. I would have also
what,
probably. There's vents down at the bottom. I would have definitely put the speakers like along those vents on the bottom. But still,
it works. So yeah, I think if only the display were a different aspect ratio to match the bezel.
So all right, so this is a cool project. There were some things on it that were done on it really well. I do question the buy it now price of $1,300 a lot. Yeah, I mean, this has a free local pickup from St. Petersburg, Florida, or $60 shipping to us in Florida. It does have a make an offer. It does have
Garth in the chat suggests that the SCSI symbol may not have been universal by the time the Mac Plus came out, which makes sense.
It does make a lot of sense. Yeah. It's Eric's Edge is it's too rich for what it is. It's a nicely done project. I'm not.
Well, fortunately, there's a make an offer option.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
What's next?
Let's go to this thing. Picture there just shows a glimpse of it, but the title is Vintage Apple Computer Sign Display. You know, I'm a sucker for these signs, especially real ones. What do you think about this? The title, well, let's see. The description says Vintage Apple Computer Lighted Sign Store Display from the 1990s, 27 inches by 9 inches by 3 inches, heavily well-constructed metal case with original glass reverse silk-screened insert. Shows sign of wear, some scuffing and scratching, no cracks in glass. Has a fluorescent lamp tube and lights up beautifully. Please make an offer. We'll consider all reasonable offers. Ships from somewhere in the United States. So the sign, it's encased, I guess they said metal, a black metal frame. It's like a box, right? And then the sign has a big 6-color Apple logo with Think Different in Garamond, and then below that, Apple Computer in Modern Tectura.
Yeah.
And the bottom right, it does say Apple Incorporated 1997. Now, there's a picture of it lit up. Looks great lit up through the black, just illuminates the Apple and the text. Of course, these fonts existed in different eras, and Modern Tectura would have never been used in the 90s. So, obviously, right, this is a custom job.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Nicely done. Right.
Yeah,
but
I think I would have liked it better if you would have stripped out the Think Different and then move the Apple Computer text up a little bit so that it fit nicely into the byte.
Exactly.
But it's kind of cool. it kind of merges two eras together, and you can see the back there. And I don't know. I could get into this. Could I get into it for $1,895? No. No, I couldn't.
No.
But like they said, they would entertain reasonable offers. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
And it's got enough. You could set this on a table as well as maybe hang it on a wall.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's. Did it have dimensions? I'm sorry if it did.
Yeah, it did. It's
Oh yeah,
pretty
27 by
long.
9 by 3. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this would look great in a room lit up. For that price, not for me. I would have to pass. Okay, we've got a bonus auction submitted by Michael Mulhern for the Australian listeners, but I guess maybe they shipped this one internationally. It's a what is it?
This is a Brainstorm accelerator, 16 megahertz for the Macintosh Plus. I have to say this is the most compact accelerator I've seen for the Mac Plus. This thing is barely bigger than the original processor that's in there. So looking at this, at the components on here, you've got a tiny chip, which I'm guessing is maybe the oscillator, and then you've got I don't know, you've got a little custom Brainstorm chip, and then I guess is the other processor, that'll handle a higher speed on a little daughter card. Trying to see how it actually connects, and does it look like it's actually soldered onto the board? I'm having a hard time looking at the side picture. In which case, are they selling? But if it's soldered on, they can't be selling just the thing. It would have to. It's got to be clip on somehow, right?
Well, it does say that install at your own risk. A skilled technician with the correct soldering equipment should install the device. So
yeah, that's right. Because there's also two resistors that you have to solder on. So I was wondering if this is like a new thing that somebody's putting out, like a redo of the. I think I can't remember if I've heard of the Brainstorm accelerator or not.
It's vaguely familiar, but yeah, it does look kind of newish looking.
Okay, yeah. So 16 megahertz firmware version 2.5, 2 new sockets, 2 new resistors, and the CPU module and the aftermarket TSM chip. Let's see. The photo showing the accelerator working is old. It was recently updated to 2.5 again, which makes it sound like this is like
it's from 1991.
They
show there's like a control panel or something that shows on boot up. The Brainstorm.
This does look like, if this isn't something new, it looks like something that a kit that would be maybe nowadays somebody could redo this.
Oh yeah,
if you want
a lot of work. I bet it's new old stock. It looks like original product from 91 that's just never been installed. Somebody found one, and
this has got some
somebody installed one of them, or at least they took
a
picture of one installed.
Yeah,
but then they've got one that's just completely uninstalled.
This thing already has 15 bids, 4 days to go.
Yeah, going already up to $202 Australian. Yeah. So is Michael in on this? Is that why he sent it to us? Maybe we weren't supposed to share it. Maybe we're driving up the price. I guess we didn't. We should have read the full text. Okay. Well, hopefully we didn't screw up his plans. We'll find out next week. Okay. All right. Do we miss out on anything in the chat?
A couple more people have joined us. Right. Yep. Hello, Right. Right's an old time friend of mine who used to play marathon LAN parties. Very funny story about that. Almost being stopped by the police. As it was about so I had a bunch of 5500s, the all-in-ones, and we had a LAN party over at his house. So I had like about 8 of them that I had in my car. The game ended up at about 2:00 in the morning, and I was hauling computers out of this house into my car, and the police show up, wondering why I'm removing all this electronic equipment from this house at 2:00 in the morning. Yeah.
You tell them, no, nothing here, officer. Just a geek.
Yeah, I had to basically go back in and have a right to come out and go, no, it's okay. I live here. So that was pretty funny.
Okay,
anyway,
let's move on. Let's go in.
I see you've got the links ready. Okay.
Yeah, I do. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so John's been rooting around in his garage, and he found some cool things you don't see every day. Now, there's something about cases for desktop computers, right?
Right.
And now, of course, in the beginning, when there was the Macintosh, the original Macintosh, the 128K, and you could buy the carrying case for it, right? Because there were no portable computers, strictly portable, made, laptops or whatever, notebooks. But because of that, the Mac was sort of made to be sort of portable. I mean, it had a carrying handle, it was fairly compact even by today's standards for desktops, and had a cool little case that you could pack it up and go away. And then for years, there were never any Apple-made carrying cases, right, for Macs after that. But
yeah, I mean,
it was
seriously,
an opportunity.
it was after the one for the original Macs, and the Apple IIc had its own case made by Apple.
But it was an opportunity for third-party manufacturers to come in there and design some things, because there was still this kind of middle ground, right? Even when laptops were starting to come out, they weren't as powerful. They didn't necessarily have the best displays. Like even in the beginning, right? There's this period where they were just like black and white, like grayscale. So if you wanted to do desktop kind of work on the road, you'd have to take your desktop with you until laptops would catch up. So,
and I guess the Cube kind of lent itself. It was small. It had the power of a full desktop system, but in a nice compact form. So I could see where it was a good candidate.
Especially when we got out of the CRT era,
right?
Even these flat panels. These are the some of the early flat panels that would be available, especially from Apple. They were fairly totable. So obviously they cost a heck of a lot of money. So you'd want to protect them if you did move them around. Willow was the company.
Willow, So Willow Design is the company that we're going to talk about, and we'll talk about the cases. So my G4 Cube came in this awesome, again, custom case specifically for the Cube. So it's, if you, I think I sent you the link for the Cube case as well.
Yeah.
So we've got a really heavy duty canvas bag, sturdy nylon straps. Inside we've got there's compartments for the Cube.
Oh, so it's not just the Cube. Oh my gosh, look at all that stuff. So it's twice as wide as the Cube. It's rectangular.
As the Cube, right? Because it's got space for the speakers, of course, the external power supply.
Which is pretty big.
And then everything wrapped up. What's kind of cool on the website is it talks about hey, you can this will fit into overhead storage. It will not fit under your seat. Oh, by the way, the Cube is small, but it's heavy, and so you may have to. Some airlines wouldn't allow it in overhead if it weighed so much. So that was kind of cool that they had those specifications. So I've got that, but then you also notice the nice big 22-inch monitor behind me. I could not find the case on their website for the 22-inch at all. I found the one for the 15-inch, but not the 22.
You have the case for the 22. They made one. Oh my goodness!
This thing is a behemoth. Look at this thing. It is crazy heavy, and so they had plenty of side storage because of the way the monitor is designed. It's got that kickstand in the back, which would nestle in between these two very large side panels that you could put all sorts of stuff in. This case itself is pretty heavy, but as you can imagine, it would have to be a fairly fairly solid sides for a monitor, and very solidly padded. Once you put the monitor in this thing, because those cinema displays, especially the 22-inch, even though it's an LCD, is still not exactly light.
Yeah,
there's a lot of plastic
glass
in that.
and
yeah.
I was looking at that little flimsy handle there. I'm not sure I would.
Oh no, that trust me,
Trust
that handle
thing.
is like
Is it a
some
couple
extra
little rivets?
thick.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's
And
it's
it's
not
got a
going
shoulder
anywhere.
strap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would probably dislocate a shoulder, but hey, it's there. So I was looking into the company Willow Design.
So I take it they're not around anymore?
No. So I was kind of digging around the Wayback Machine, and the first site instance that was grabbed by Wayback was in the Internet Archive was January 17th, 1999. There's a little blurb on the bottom of the webpage that makes it sound like they started in 98. The final entry before it started just kind of being garbage site was June 13th, 2006. So about a 8-year run. Then the last few entries on the Wayback is basically their final closeout deal. So the prices on these, it was a Canadian company. So the cube case was about 120, I believe it was, or 110.
Yeah, 110.
And a pretty equivalent for the 15-inch display model of the same kind, but again, I could not find anywhere on their site
the 22,
for the one for
which
the
is
22-inch.
maybe even close to $200 for that bag back
Probably,
in those dollars. Wow, quite impressive. Oh, there's a oh, I see, that's a picture of the smaller one. I was trying to see if they snuck in a picture someplace else, but no.
All I can find is the one for the 15s.
Yeah. Now you sent me this picture or this link to.
I just thought you would like this one for their iPad, the iPod cases. That's a nice kind of heavy duty iPod case. It came in a lot of different colors. Yeah, this was for the original iPod. And again, it was just kind of a bonus I threw in for you because I knew you had an extensive iPod collection. This would have been a pretty nice case back in the day. It had a front cover. It had kind of a plastic insert so you could still get to the touch dial, and the screen was unobstructed. But a lot of little snaps and buckles on that thing.
Yeah, and you could put a little. I guess you put your ID or something in there. I don't know.
Yeah, you could basically have it double it as a wallet. Yeah, and it came in a lot of different colors.
Did you see what it also had? It had this little accessory pouch that would
that
zip
you could
on
store
or
your
something.
Oh wow!
Oh no, hook
That
and
you
loop
put your
tabs.
okay, so Velcro. All right.
Your earbuds in there. Just stick it to the bottom.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a flap for the firewire.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was pretty impressive looking thing. So I mean, I can't imagine how many people were toting their cube around. So I can't imagine too many of the cube and these 22-inch cases sold. They did have some very nice cases for like the titanium, which I'm betting the titanium cases sold really well. And they had a couple of different styles for specific other Apple laptops.
So you haven't had the occasion to use the case to transport your cube for like a.
No, it's what it came in from wherever I got it. I can't even remember where I got.
You don't have the cube rolled into like a. Well, I guess we haven't done a computer show in a while, but I mean, if you needed to take the cube someplace, you're ready to go.
Oh, that is definitely what I would take it in. Absolutely, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Wow, that's quite a setup there. But
Yeah.
good find. Good find.
Mhm.
Looks like it's in great condition. So back in the garage it goes, or where does it go now?
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, probably back into the garage. I mean, I don't have that much extra storage space out here, but,
hmm hmm
yep. Yep,
Yeah, all
yep.
right. Back in the garage. Okay.
Oh, yeah, like Dave said,
Yeah.
pre-OtterBox, yeah.
Yeah, I think those heavy snaps, I think if you were playing it and you snapped it, you probably get the hard drive to skip because it's just like,
Good point. Yeah.
yeah. All right. We're going to move on to the news. Let's see. Let's see if we can get going here. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Time now for the news. We talked about this product, the Shard Geek Retro 35-watt charger review. It's the gallium nitride, shaped like a little classic Mac. And I guess it's out there, and over on the Gadgeteer, they've reviewed it. So you can get a full breakdown of all the features it does, but they're favorable of it. It's just a single USB-C charger, very compact, and the screen lights up, and the colors reflect different modes of it. What is the cost on it? I think it's like $35 or something like that. Not cheap, but very compact and very powerful. Even charge up your laptop if you wanted to. Kind of cool. Have
It
that little
is.
thing
It's
sticking out.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Dana's at it again. Nanoraptor on Twitter. This is the Apple T600E external SCSI cassette burner.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Compact cassette burner. I don't know why you'd be burning cassette. It seems like you wouldn't want to burn your cassette. That sounds like something you do with CDs. So this must have been a very controversial product, but it's got a headphone jack there, so you can slide in your cassette, much like an old school car cassette player, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Got a volume control. You can eject it. Pretty handy. Yeah. Cassettes were cheap. I don't know how much data you could store in a cassette. You have to go back. It's like wonder if this would interface with your Apple One.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Backwards
Yes. Yeah.
compatibility with
Mm-hmm.
the Apple One and Apple II. Very interesting product. And then this, these have been posted before. She's been reposting them. I'm not exactly sure why, but I love to look at this and bring it up. And there's the next picture is the reason why I'm bringing this up again. But this is this highly modular desktop configuration
Mm-hmm.
in gray, where the different modules are actually different computer systems, I think, right? Or media
Or media or just,
whatever.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
This particular example has, I don't know, looks like about 20 different things stacked side by side, including, let's see,
The iMega Zip.
Apple.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like
Right.
the WAS module, the Apple IIgs compatibility module. You've got the PowerPC 601 computer. Looks like a big Roland musical interface. Daystar Digital, we were just talking about them. There's a module in there, a Farallon, which is probably networking, and you've got a hard drive and a super drive and a SCSI, SideQuest. Even the power supply has its own module. And anyway, that is unbelievable. I love that. I still think it'd be great if somebody recreate that in real hardware.
Absolutely. How cool would it be to have if there was a version of a real thing like this that they stacked? You basically your tower would grow as you developed needs for more hardware, right? Just snap a new module
grow
on it.
horizontally, which is a good thing. I mean, what could you? I guess the labeling is meant to be like this, but if you could flip that on its side, then you would have a hell of a tower, wouldn't you?
Right. Yeah.
Well, the reason I brought this up because there were also these other pictures of it out in the wild. This is a slightly different configuration.
Well, sure. This person just didn't need as many things, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's configurable. Sure.
Oh,
I'm not
ooh,
sure.
look at the
What?
folders on the right too.
Yeah,
Are those in
their
the
logo
proper
folders.
Apple
What's that?
order? Yeah. Is the Apple color logo color folders
Yes,
to the right?
it
You
looks
can
like they
just kind of
are
make out.
in the
Pretty
proper
close, right?
order. No, they're in the proper order.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
The picture's a little dark. I wasn't quite sure.
Oh, okay. Anyway, those are the best photos. The ones with the out in the wild. I think this
The
one
out
looks
and
like it's
wild ones are
totally.
the best. Yeah.
This was totally simulated too. Is that even a real environment? Is it all CGI? I'm not sure. Anyway. Okay. And this one is not Dana, but this one is first name bunch of numbers. This is a real thing. And you can see in the photo there's a post that says hi Dana. So they're
I love it.
inspiring
That's
each other.
great.
But this person, B Benchoff, is making a 3D printed multi-zip enclosure,
Holy cow. Wow.
and this one has 4 different zip drives, and each zip drive is populated by a different color zip disk. So you get 4 out of the 6 colors of the logo, but still nice and colorful. It's beige, and yeah, these are SCSI drives now, but weren't you could only select 2 IDs, right, for each of these zip drives. So I'm not sure how you would get these all on the same chain.
Well, they did also make USB ones later
Oh,
on.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess if they were all USB, that would
That would
work.
work. Mm-hmm.
Here's another picture of it. I think that one's before it was built. That's a sim.
I kind of like the case itself has a kind of a 6400 vibe to it.
Yeah. That'd be a cool thing if they added some 6400 design elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
Look like
Yeah.
a baby 6400, but pretty neat. So lots of creativity out there. And yeah, slow news week. So that's all I got. All right. Let's close this one out. And let's go in 3, 2, 1. Well, that's it for another episode. We're going to take a somewhat of a break. It's still in flux. I know. Let's see. Definitely, we're off next week. Definitely.
Yeah. We are both going to be out of
unavailable.
Next week.
And the week after that, John may do an episode. There's one penciled in for. I guess that'll be the 20th. November 20th.
Yeah.
2 weeks from today. So that one's on the calendar. We'll see if that comes together. And then the week after that would be the Thanksgiving holiday. So we'll be off for that.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks from today, maybe. 3 weeks from today, definitely.
Yeah.
Right? December 3rd, I think it is.
Yeah. I don't see anything that would stop me from being on the 20th. So yeah, what we will talk about will be a mystery even to me until a little bit later on. So
okay.
Yep.
All right.
Then my beard will have grown back.
Oh yeah, did anybody notice that in the comments that John has clean shaven?
Yeah, it doesn't happen often, man. It doesn't happen often.
I'll share why just for the members of the chat here after we finish this episode. It'll be an exclusive for showing up. You can start guessing as to why he's clean shaven, but I will reveal after a series of clues. Okay. we'll milk it. All right. Well, that's it, and we will be back maybe in 2 weeks, certainly in 3. Until then, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
Okay. Now, let's see.
Are you going to bring up the picture that I sent you?
Yeah. So here's the clues. So it was for a reasons for a costume party, right?
Yeah. Yep. Had a friend of mine's 50th birthday party, and it had a theme.
A themed Oh, I didn't realize this was a theme.
Well,
Can you tell the theme? Will that give everything away? If you
well,
tell the
that would
theme?
give it. I'm sure that
Oh,
would give it
okay.
away.
No, we
Yeah.
can't tell that. Okay. I don't know. How
All right,
about
just throw
how
up a
about
picture.
no.
No?
What? Throw up the picture. Now
Throw
that
it, yeah, and
immediately give it
let them
away.
see if
You
they
got to be a
figure
little
out.
more. You got to lead them along the path a little bit. I'm going to
Well,
say Pawnee.
anyone who watches the show, that's gonna definitely be a giveaway.
Is that a giveaway? Pawnee.
Oh.
How about let's see.
How about Meat Tornado?
Meat Tornado. Was that anybody get that yet? You watching the comments? Wait, let's see. I'm still looking to share the right screen here. Here we go. Okay. There's a couple's costume there, so that's John's lovely wife, April. And if you can see her name tag, you'll immediately figure out. If you're not a fan of the show, well, none of this means anything.
None of it means anything, right?
John had to shave his beard, so he revealed only his mustache because, of course, Mr. Ron Swanson from the TV show.
That's right. Yeah.
Community.
But I hate just the mustache. Also, I had to darken the mustache because my facial hair is like pretty much completely gray at this point. So yeah, I'm like, all right, well that's coming off. One day of the stash was plenty. But yeah, Ron Swanson and my lovely wife was Tammy too. So
was there a Tammy 1 in the audience?
Yes.
Oh,
no, there's no Tammy 1 there. But yeah, it was a Parks and Rec themed party. Hence,
the whole theme. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Mickey was Leslie.
Somebody, Bobby. Who else was there? Jimmy Jam.
Really? Yeah, not that. I think just the three of us were the only ones that were really in costume. So, but that was fine. It was worth it.
Great, so you can be assured that the full beer will be back in 2 weeks.
Yep, doesn't take long.
No. If we hang on a little longer, we might see it on the show. Okay.
All right. Well.
All right, everybody. I will see everybody in 3 weeks. And John
Thanks,
will be
guys.
back.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. We'll
bye.
We'll see you next time. All right.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.